Hello everyone, welcome back to Kirklees Guitar School. In today's electric guitar lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. This is a great piece for anybody to learn that's been enjoying the power chord lessons that I've been putting out recently. Incorporates power chords, some accents, palm muting. It's even got an 8-bar solo, so it's definitely worth checking out. There's a full free 5-page PDF that you can download from the first link in the description. That'll take you to my website, which has these tabs and nearly 100 other free tabs that you can download. No monkey business, no signs up, completely for free. First link in the description. If you feel like you need a little bit more help or you like the way that I teach, I'd consider checking out the Kirklees Guitar School Academy. This is my membership. Platform where you get 3 extra resources for every full song lesson that I put out, including a technical focus lesson, playthroughs and downloadable backing tracks, along with a load of other courses and previous stuff that I've done. It's a 14-day free trial, absolutely no obligation to hang around, and if you just want that little bit of extra help with this one, the resources in that section of the website will really help you. Second link in the description, go check it out. Other than the guitar solos, there's not much guitar on the original recording, so when anybody teaches you how to play this, it's kind of like their best guess as to what you could play over the record. Now, I could have checked out some live versions of the song, but I think in hindsight, I think the best way to think about this is how would I complement the piano parts? Now, some of you might disagree with some of the choices that I've made here, but I've played this in bands for years, and this is how I play it. So, and we'll get into gear and tones. I'm using this lovely gem today, which is quite possibly the most un-Brian May-like guitar you've ever seen, but it's loud and it's pretty cool. We'll talk about this stuff later on. Right, so we're in the key of F, and we've got predominantly a lot of palm muting. Now, at the beginning of the song, it starts with that. Over here, look. We've got Tonight, I Give Myself a Real Good Time. We're not going to play anything for the first 13 bars of this song. So the top part of it is repeated. It's a 10-bar phrase. And then on the second part, can you see how it says, Don't Stop Me Now? And then we've got some palm muting. Now, the palm muting in the last 2 bars is a G5 chord and a C5 chord, and the lyric is, having a good time, having a good time. And what we're doing there is we're playing quavers, all with downstrokes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. There's no accents at this point. It's literally just chugging away on those chords. So I'm playing 3rd fret, 5th fret, 5th fret on the E, the A and the D strings. And then I'm using this chubby bit at the bottom of my palm. Let's check out. I'm just touching here, just past the bridge, to get that muted sound. And I'm going to do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Those 2 bars. Okay? Moving on, we're getting to the verse. Now, the verse looks very, very complicated, but actually you'll find it's a lot of this. Once we get the first bar, you've kind of got it. You've got it all. We just move the shape around. This is what it's supposed to sound like. It does go on a little bit more, which I'll show you in a second. But what I really want to zone in on is this here. This is the first bar, okay? Now, in the technical focus lesson for the Academy members, I talked about accents, which builds up to this. If you feel like you need a little bit more help, I encourage you to go check out the Kirklees Guitar School Academy, where there's a lesson on this that you can't get anywhere else. It's a 14-day free trial. Go check it out. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to palm mute the first 2 notes, and then we're going to remove the palm mute. And you see this little arrow here? This is called an accent. And what that means is we're going to lift the palm mute from the bridge, and we're going to smack this 3rd F chord a little bit harder than the others. So let's just play these first 3 to begin with. 2 on, 1 off. So I'm palm muting. And can you hear how I give it a bit of a smack? Practice that for me. Following that, we're going to do, that's 3, isn't it? Yeah, we're going to do 3 more palm mutes. You can either think of this as chop it right down the middle where you've got 2 on, 1 off and 1 on, or you can think of it as these 3 and then these 5. So you've just done the accent. We're then going to put the palm mute back on, and we're going to play 3 more chugs, followed by an accent, and then 1 to finish. 2 on, 1 off, 3 on, 1 off, 1 on. And you're counting this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's on the backbeat. If you need some more help with that, please do go check out the Academy. It's well worth your time. And I'll keep banging on about it, but it's, you know, it's what we do this stuff for. So going back to that, we're going to play an F chord, which is a power chord starting on the 1st fret. In the 2nd bar, we're going to move all the way up to the 5th fret, still keeping the same rhythm. And then we're going to go to the D chord, which takes that A and moves it down. F, A, D. Now, there's actually 2 more bars that belong to this. Hello. Which look like this. So these 2 bars, these 3 bars up here, sorry, my mistake, are what we've just spoken about. But underneath, can you see how we've got 2 more bars with another bar of G and another bar of C? And can you see those funny looking brackets that fit either side of the... Let me just take that off the screen. You can see those little brackets either side. Look at the beginning of the 1st bar over here. And then have a look at the bottom right-hand corner. You see those funny looking brackets? Those are called repeat markers. Now, I do urge you to go get the PDF for this because it's all laid out on there. What that's telling us is that 5-bar phrase, we're going to play it twice. It should sound like this. And we'll go again. And then that'll take us into the pre-chorus section. Burning through the skies, yeah, 200 degrees, economy, Mr. Fahrenheit. That's the pre-chorus part, okay? Now, because there's no guitar on the record, I've kind of listened to the piano doing this sort of bouncy rhythm, and I thought, well, we'll do some chunky stuff for the verse, and this is how I play it in bands anyway. And then what I'll do is I'll open it up a little bit. I'll remove the palm mute for the pre-chorus and into the chorus to give it that kind of big crescendo, that big kind of release that this song has. So let's have a look at that. So, yep, that's the 2nd half of the verse. So we're on to the pre-chorus now. So we are, the pre-chorus you'll find on the 2nd to bottom line of the 1st page of the PDF. We're going to play F5 for 2 bars, B flat 5, which you basically take that F chord, move it down a string. And then we're going to go to G5, which is 3rd fret, 5th fret, 5th fret, starting on the low E string. Now, what's really interesting here, and I've never talked about this on the YouTube channel before, we've got a down, down, up, down strumming pattern with power chords. So what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to take this F chord. I'd like you, as we've done in all this kind of beginners kind of strumming lessons, I want you to physically play this. I want you to physically play these power chords, but with a down, down, up, down strumming pattern. Now, you've got to be careful, otherwise if you strike too many strings, you'll catch a load of open strings, and we don't really want that, do we? What I'm doing is I'm playing this chord, and then I'm using the spare flesh on the index finger to mute those strings. Now, I'm not when I'm doing the down, down, up, if you have a look at my picking hand, I'm sort of doing like the first kind of like 60% of the strings. My plectrum never ventures down here because I've no reason to. But what that means is sometimes I might catch that G string by mistake. But if I'm muting it, it doesn't matter. Now, some of you'd argue, well, why don't you just do the bar chord? And it's kind of like, well, it's not in the spirit of what I believe Brian to be playing in the live versions, okay? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to try that for all 4 bars of this slide. We're going to go F, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, down to B flat, move it down. And then we're going to move it up to G. So you see how I'm sort of going? I'm sort of moving in this L shape. Now with some gain, it kind of all of a sudden has this like sort of lift, doesn't it? Yeah? Now, this could take a little minute for you to get, but if you, outside of Queen, I floated on the Facebook group some ideas of other songs that, because I wanted to talk about this, because not a lot of people talk about it. You can play strumming patterns with power chords. It's not all downstrokes, but what you've got to do is you've got to make sure you're muting the other strings. So if that's all you, if you sort of hit a wall here and you need to practice that for a little bit, by all means, please do. But it gives you, you know, it's not even just for Queen stuff, even some more kind of like punky stuff. Can you see how I'm strumming it almost like I'd strum cowboy chords at the bottom of the neck, but the muting is absolutely essential. So that's what the rest of the pre-chorus looks like. We've spoken about this up here, and then we've got a little bit more underneath. So let's talk about all 8 bars. We've got F to start with, so 1st fret, 3rd fret, 3rd fret. We're going to stay on F for a 2nd bar. We're then going to move down to B flat like we did in the previous slide. We're then going to go to G5. Now moving on, bottom left, we're going to go to the D5, which is the 5th fret of the A string, 7 and 7. G5, D5, back to G5. And we have got the... we've got that bit coming next, but I think it's worth mentioning when we're playing the down, down, up strumming with power chords, when we're playing something where the root's on the A string, which means that this E string could potentially get us into a bit of trouble, I'm taking just a spare bit of flesh from the top of my index finger and I'm just touching that E string. I'm not pressing it down. Can you see it? If I try hard enough, it will still sound, but I'm muting that top string and still muting underneath it. So I'm actually got contact with all 6 strings in one way or another, but I am choosing to let those ones ring out. Okay? Have a play with that. It's not something that's learnt in 2 minutes. You're going to have to, it takes weeks of coming back to it. You stick with it. You'll be really glad that I made you do it. This muting stuff is really what separates a good player from an average one, okay? So pre-chorus, we just talked about the pre-chorus, and then we're getting ready for the chorus now. So Supersonic Man Out of You, right? So what we're going to do, there's a couple of different ways we can play this. I've always played it on one string because we use this as a link to get into the solo as well, and I'm use it as a means of sort of climbing up the fretboard, okay? So I'm going to play the 5th fret of the D string with a down and an up stroke. I'm then going to do a position shift up to the 7th fret, and I'm going to pick that one twice. I'm then going to use my middle finger on the 8th fret, and then I'm going to use my ring finger on the 10th fret. Now, can you see this here, this funny looking 7? That's called a quaver rest, and what that means is, after you've played these 8th frets, I want you to just pause for half a beat before playing that 10, because I'm not going straight into that 10th fret. If you hear, I'll play it slowly. I sort of just let the guitar be silent for a split second. Now I've got reverb on my amplifier, which is probably not muddying that a little bit, but we're just having that extra just like second to breathe. Really, really cool. So what I'd do is I'd practice playing the pre-chorus. That's at the bottom of the first page. And this text you, Supersonic Man Out of You, is at the top of the second page. So then we're getting into the chorus. Now the chorus is really interesting. It has some stabs, but then defaults back to the down, down, up, down strumming with power chords. Let's have a look at that. So we've got... Now, let me just have a shuffle around with my slides. Right, we've got the back half of the chorus there. Just want to make sure I've got what I need. Right, so we're going to play an F power chord, and then we're going to rest. So you're going to play the chord, and And can you see here, I'm letting go of the pressure so that there's a clean break. And that's, I want you to think, don't stop me now. It's the syllables of don't stop me now. But can you see how there's rests in between all of these power chords? And what that means is, I don't want you to go, because that's not what the band are doing. The play a note, kill it, play it, kill it, play it, kill it, play it. Now these are called washing lines. You see these lines that are connecting the notes here and here. Now what that means is that D5, you have to hold on to it for just a little bit longer than you're expecting, and it actually bleeds over into the next bar. Whenever you see tabs that have brackets around the numbers, it means it's what we call a tied note. You don't need to play this note again. We're going to go F, G, A, D. Practice that for me first. Following that, we're going to play the remaining half of the down, down, up, down strumming pattern, but we've already accounted for the first down. So it's up, down, up, down. Down, down, up, down. Does that make sense? You've prematurely put this downstroke in over here, so you don't have to put it in here. Sorry, try that again. Moving on from there, the second part of that. The top part of this slide is what you've just seen. We got with G5 and a C5. Now there's some funny looking brackets and stuff going on like around here, right? This is called an alternate ending. So on the first repeat, you're going to finish with C5 here. On the second, you're going to finish with D5 over here. So what that means is if I start from the very top and I'm going to play the first bar of the chorus, I'm going to go F, G, A, D, play the remainder. Second bar, second line, I'm going to G, C. Oh, I've hit a repeat marker, so I need to go back to the beginning. F, G, A, D. Second line, G. Right, I'm on the second repeat now, so I don't need to do this C5 here. So what I'm going to do is, after playing this G, I'm going to do a hop, skip, and a jump, and I'm going to play this D5 instead. So basically, first time round, you finish with the C chord. Second time round, you finish with the D chord. Finishing off the chorus, we've got the sort of repeated don't stop me now, which bolts onto this. So we're going to play a G5, an F5, a C5, and then back to G. So you remember that sort of L shape? It's like that, but we're working backwards. So we're going to play a G, F, C, G. And think of the syllables, don't stop me now. Followed by more strumming like we did prior. Don't stop me now. We'll repeat that twice, okay? Moving on from that, after that, can you see the bottom line here? We go to a C chord to sort of, what they try to do is they try to bring it back round to F harmonically to start verse 2. Now, this is the sort of, we've done one big revolution of all the parts in the songs now. So what you'll find is we do another chorus and then guitar solo, verse and chorus. And that's kind of, it's quite a short song actually. I was expecting it to be longer. I don't ever remember it being something like 3.5 minutes. It's not that long. So we play this C chord here and then we go to B flat and we're going to play B flat in minim triplets to get the... We're mimicking the piano there, which kind of, it breaks out the strumming pattern and it just catches like that chord and goes bam, 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 bam. But it's quite a particular rhythm. It's what we call triplets, but they're really, really big and long triplets. Let me play everything that's on screen for you. C, B, 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 B. From this point, we're going to move on to the verse. Verse 2, which sits at the bottom of page 2. Verse 2, the pre-chorus, and the following chorus are identical to what we've done already. There's no new information in there. So I'm We've just finished on screen on the second to last line of the second page. You then get verse 2, which starts at the bottom of that page, into the pre-chorus, and then you'll hear it do the... you'll hear it do this section. Supersonic... And I think he says supersonic woman like you, which is here, right? After he's done that, there's the break. Now that's where it just goes to the drum set. Don't stop me, don't stop me, don't stop me. And we've got 10 bars to essentially sit on his hands before the solo. There's nothing I can give you because there's nothing in the record. Okay. What I do is I use this as an opportunity to start sort of getting ready up the neck and thinking about getting going. Now we're in the key of F. Now every key has a relative major or minor key depending on where you're at. I'm thinking shape 1 D minor pentatonic. I've already got all the notes in my fingers. Even D natural minor scale is probably a better shout. So if you don't know that, I consider looking it up. It's gonna help you. But going into this solo, we're going to spend a lot of time around this 12th fret of the G string, okay? So we're going to bend this 12th fret. We're then going to bend it up and bring it back down and pull off to the 10th fret. So I'm doing 2 bends on the 12th and pull off to the 10th fret. Practice that first bar for me. I'm using neck pickup today. And remember to pull off to that 10. We're then going to play the 10th fret, the 12th fret. We're going to bend it twice and then pull off to the 10 again. We've then got this walk down here. Now I'm using ring finger on the 12, index on the 10, index on the 9, index on the 10. And I think a quite staccato style picking pattern's really going to suit you here. It's very very articulately picked. It's cool. We're gonna hammer on between the index and the middle finger very, very, very quickly between fret 10 and fret 12, and then pick. We're hammering onto the 11 and then picking the 10th fret. We're then going to play 12, 10, 12. Now here, you bend the 12th fret, you bring it back to pitch and pick it, bend it, bring it back to pitch. You see what I'm doing there? I'll bend it. I mute it, bring it back down to earth, pick it, bend it, bring it back down to earth and pick it again. So you're sort of zigzagging. And on the very last one, can you see how over here, can you see how the line goes up and then comes back down, right? So what that means is you're going to bend the note and then while keeping the pressure, you're going to release it as well. Can you hear the note go up and then down? Let me play everything that's on that line. And that 10th fret is on the D string, not the G. It's not. That's how it ends. 10th fret of the D string, it's meant to make your ears prick up. Second part of this solo, we're gonna play the 11th fret of the B string, and I'd like you to bend this with your middle finger. Don't use your ring finger, use your middle finger. We're then gonna bend it and bring it back down before playing the 10. It's it's that bit. Practice these first 3 notes. These two come in fairly quickly. You're going to bend them 2 more times. It's essentially the same lick as this, but what you do is you're squeezing an extra bending on the 11. Ooh, that was fruity, wasn't it? Make sure you catch the 12th fret here, otherwise it sounds like that. And my middle finger is constantly anchoring around this 2nd fret because that's where it fits into the D minor scale. This is very similar to what we've done. We're going to hammer onto the 11, 12, 10. Now, can you see how we've done this before, but what they've done in the second half of the solo is they've shoehorned an extra 2 12s in to give you that sort of, just to sort of elongate it a little bit. So if you have a look at the first slide. Because you need space for that 10th fret. As we go into the next bit, now you're going to expect it to go to a different note. Now this is kind of where I feel like people on Reddit are going to get cross with me. I had 2 options here. You could either spend the next part of the pre-chorus sat on your hands for most of it and play a little lick, or I could show you how I play it in bands. Because when I go out playing in bands, very rarely there's another guitar player on the gig. So what I would do there, I would go into the pre-chorus, Burning Through the Skies, yeah, 200 Degrees. I'd go back to the chords that we were playing rather than doing the... there's like a little bit of a picking bit and... There's some embellishments, but what would happen is I would have to stop playing the chords to go do that, and the whole kind of bottom of the song would fall out at a sort of pivotal moment where we're really going for it. So I've opted to play chords there instead because I feel like it's a better use of our time, and it means you're playing more on the song as well. So we've just come out of that solo. We're then going to go into the pre-chorus, which is the nothing new here, F to B flat, G, 100 degrees, Call Me Mr. Fahrenheit, etc., G and D. But what I have decided to put in, if you look at the bottom of this slide, you've got the... and then this. I decided to put that in because that's how I play it on the gigs. That's like one that I can't not put in, but also around the chords, it's really convenient. So let's zoom in on that. So here you've got the Supersonic Man Out of You. It's just the same, but there's no 10th fret. And what we're going to do, we're going to do like a bit of a sort of country lap steel type bend here, which we'll talk about in a second. But index, middle, ring. Quavers on each with down and up picking. I'm then going to really quickly come up here to the 20th fret, which on this guitar's here. If you're on an old-fashioned style Strat or Les Paul, you're going to be nearly out of frets, okay? I'm going to take the ring finger, I'm going to bend the 20th fret, I'm going to keep my pinky underneath, yeah? And I'm going to push the 20th fret of the B string up, and I'm bending them in tune with each other. But it's meant to be quite abrasive, and when you slow it down, it doesn't sound amazing. Now, what I tend to do is, I've put a full bar in there of quavers. I think on the playthrough, I managed to get 3 or 4 of them in. Don't take it as gospel that you've got to absolutely squeeze 8 of those in. Just get as many as you can in. And actually, when I'm playing this with gigs, I don't play both of them at the same time, although that's how Brian's playing it. Because you're looking for that sort of screaming kind of like finale of the solo. I'll actually play one then the other. Bit more bluesy. It's just kind of how I do it. But that's what I'd do. I'd forego the little embellishments for actually playing along to the song. And in a band, that's kind of the best. That's the best role for everybody. So we've just done that. Following that, we're going to go into a chorus. So let's just check in on the PDF. So the the solos at the bottom of page 3. We then go into the pre-chorus with the bends at the top of page 4. Following that, we're going to go into a bog standard chorus. There's nothing different here. This is the same as the previous choruses that we've done with the repeat markers all in exactly the same place. But what we're going to do is I want to talk about how the song finishes, because there's some songs that you'll play that kind of have this circular thing that go round and round and round. Do You Love Me by the Contours is a bit like this, where you got to be careful. Long Train Running's another one. In fact, it happened the other night. You can get kind of stuck in a loop and not know how to get out of it, and this is one of those songs. So after that chorus, Don't Stop Me Now, at the very bottom, you know where we go to the G chord, don't want to stop at all. Now, you know, like previously in the beginning of the lesson, we went at the end of the first chorus, we went to that B flat down there and we were playing minim triplets. What we're going to do here is we're going to play the Don't Want to Stop at All, and we're going to let that B flat ring out, and then you'll hear the whole band go to that F chord, and then you'll hear Freddie doing this piano outro here, which sounds like that. Oh, I thought I had it. No, I don't have it. So you got the piano outro there, and the song fades out from there. So I think what's really beautiful about this song is that it starts and finishes with just Freddie and the piano, and I think, rather than trying to sort of go, because Brian May quite clearly did a lot of studio stuff to make this sound the way that it does, I want you to sort of take a bit more of a kind of jack of all trades approach, and you're just trying to sort of fit in with the rhythm bits where you can and put the lead stuff in when it's not at the detriment to the song. I hope you make sense and understand why I made the decisions that I have, okay? Gear-wise, obviously Brian May's using Voxes and the Red Special. I have neither. So I thought, what's in the spirit of kind of Freddie Mercury and a little bit flamboyant and also can get a really great rock tone. So I've used this Steve Vai Ibanez Gem in blue floral print today. Look at it, it's absolutely beautiful guitar. Plugged into my Quad Cortex using a Marshall patch. Tones-wise, this is a Marshall JTM 45 with the using the bridge pickup. Quite angry, aggressive kind of sound. I'd probably use your bridge pickup on everything. Don't use too much gain, but just enough to make it chunky, and then maybe use an overdrive for the solo. That's how I use it in my when I'm playing it in bands. I sort of have a sort of lesser overdriven sound and then a boost for the solo. That's how I tend to play. And I mean, I do that on a telly all the time, and it's absolutely fine. So, how did you get on with today's lesson? It's a little bit of a step up from the other stuff that we've done recently, but it's definitely a worthwhile study. Please go check out the Academy if you haven't done so already. There's loads of extra resources with this stuff that's just a little bit trickier. It'll help you get over the line. 14-day free trial. You don't have to, you can go and dip in and have a look, and if it's not for you, it's not for you. Completely get it. What song should I cover next? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you next week for another electric guitar lesson. Thank you so much.